Hey everybody, what's up? Jester here. Welcome back to episode 7 of the Immersive Revolution Rebirth. Let's get at it. But first, we're on the latest version. New version came out. Some of the it's not a massive update. However, take a look at the changelog. Some of the key things to focus on, first and foremost, if you've had to go toe to toe with the dragon and you are ready to pull your hair out, that's been fixed. Progressive bosses has been removed from this pack. So, to my understanding, it's more normal and it's not going to be absolute hell. Second, if you've been having issues with your create farms and agricraft, that's been resolved. The agricraft farming overrides have been disabled, so everything should work with the create farms. So that's cool. And then the last thing is you do not require Silk Touch to get Skulk to get to the Nether portal. So now, other than that, there's some other things that have been enabled and disabled. The sophisticated stuff has been updated. There's one of those things I want to check, because if it means what I think it means, you can update your chests, throw some stack upgrades, and your AFK game can be legit. For us to continue, yeah, all of this is off because that overstresses it. We need better there. But I mean, for now, we have an easy resolution. Well, I do. I can turn that off, turn that on. Fantastic. The precision mechanism is still default, so I'm going to have to make a ton of those. This should still work, even though that press is in there. They should still roll around and everything should be good. Because to get this where I want, obviously the tree farm needs to be taken care of, because creosote is a thing. And then I could use that to make coal, or charcoal rather, and this nightmare can be handled. I know some of the things we need to get going here soon. Obviously, we need coal coke, and then we need steel. But we need them in large quantities, which means I need iron in large quantities. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't go ahead and put together a small tower, barn, something. Put in a cobble gen, and I can use that to get some iron and a few other things. I can siphon half of it off, turn it into sand, and then from sand you can go sand into Certus quartz. You can go into glass, into clay as well. So I think we'll get into that. That'll give us an amount of resources to start with, because we're going to want to get into the mining dimension at some point, right? But to do that, we need insulating glass from Immersive Engineering, which is gotten from the arc furnace. Like we're a ways from this. Crap. Let's try this again. Purification chamber, osmium, enrichment chamber, acidic redstone, which is all, yeah. We've got a hot minute. Crops. How do we get acidic redstone? Like that. You can mix it. So we need to get into all that fun stuff, which is this portion of the quest here, right? Because there it is. We have all of these machines and nowhere to put it. This is one of those times where free cam would be nice. Now I'm thinking somewhere over here, if I were to take a lot of this and just kind of wall it off, bring all the terrain up, and just put like a structure back here, kind of like a factory, and have that be for all of our immersive engineering stuff. Because the squeezer, we're going to get into the refinery, We've got that arc furnace. If you haven't seen the arc furnace, it's a substantial size. And then from there, you've got the crusher, all of this other stuff, and then the excavator. I would love. I've never really used the excavator, so having that and then going into the mining dimension would be a fantastic place to check that out. Okay, for the improved blast, is that just steel? Yeah, multi-block, steel, hopper. All right. So I think the iron farm is going to be where we're going to start today. So that means I have to get some resources and some things together, and then we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and put together a little shopping list, right? We are going to need mechanical drills, a handful of them. We're going to need, start with chutes, I suppose. Should be able to. Yeah. I need to make a bunch of crushing wheels. Crushing wheels. Going to need mechanical belts, some encased fans, and because we're lucky enough to have create connected, to make some catalysts. That should help out just a bit, right? We're going to need some funnels for storage. We'll get both of them just to be safe. We'll go ahead and get the tunnels just to prepare to go for the sand side. But we're going to focus just on the other side for right now. So let's see here. The drill will take it, cut it down. It drops down into the crushing wheel, through the smart chute onto the belt, and then it goes in and gets washed through the fans and then stored. So this should be all right. And then we can use another smart chute to dump excess gravel. And then we need a threshold switch just so we can turn it off. All right, let's run down our checklist. Get our drills. I don't know if we're going to use all 6. We're going to start with 4. We've got 4 smart chutes, crushing wheels. Yeah, that's to go with 4. Belts, threw in some shafts. Got the fans, got some funnels, a brass tunnel. That's to break it off and get started with the sand. We're not going to do that just yet. Basic chutes, threshold switch, a clutch for the threshold switch, and cased chain drive, cogwheels, and some other building blocks. We are going to need some way to give it rotational power, which will probably be a windmill. So this could end up being like a windmill tower. Unsure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I've never done it to the point where I successfully put it in a 9x9. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to work it backwards. So this is the end. We're going to have flint in one side, and then in the other, we will have all of our gravel. Also, Twilight, thank you for removing the crafting recipe to stamp nuggets into ingots. Jerk. One of my favorite parts of this of playing through this is the constant beratement of Twilight, because usually he'll come into the stream after I've posted a video, just laughing away. All right, I need. Ooh. Yeah, you have to come to here. To fit this perfectly, you have to come to here. This actually won't be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not going to be as difficult as I thought now that I'm looking at it. We are going to need more water, though. There we go. Give ourselves a little source. All right. Grab our fans. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Now, if memory serves, just because of the way all of this stuff works, and that's not, unless I can manage to get... Yeah, that's not going to work. Because of that there. Gotta get that spinning. And none of that will make it spin. Might have to extend it 1 block. All right. Figure that out in a second. We're going to need... It's like, see? You out there building stuff? This is why you need this built-in crafting table. We'll start with 4. Yeah, we can get this hitting a 9x9. If I drop it to 3, that one will be completely encased. But that's at that point, technically, it's a 7x7. So if we're playing the 9x9 game... Anyhow. Where is... There you are. Connect those up. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on either side. We'll have to work to make sure we get them spinning in the right direction. And at least one of these will require that, depending on where we connect it up. So essentially how this works, once again, is cobble gen goes up on top. And we can go ahead and two, three, 4. Grab our drills. There we go. 2, 3, 4. That'll ultimately be... we can use this. I didn't bring any copycat panels. Copycat panels make it look a little bit better. And we forgot something extremely crucial and important. And make sure we waterlog the drills. And put it in our lava. And the important thing about waterlogging your drills is you actually have to connect them up. Weirdo. Actually, we're going to move the clutch. And then we didn't get a redstone link. That's going to be needed. So depending on the rotation, depends on how we set those up. All right. Windmill bearing in hand, a few more provisions. Let's go ahead, get this party started, shall we? So here, that's enough for 4 more. Yeah, we'll do 4 more. That's fine. Do I have my glue? I do. Okay. So sales are... oh, it's just another thing on the list of things that we should yell at Twilight about. Also know that the more I yell at Twilight for this, the more fun I'm having. So yeah, this is going to be ridiculously slow until I can get more stuff. Get all of that taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. A bunch of levers. We're also going to take 4 of you and make the adjustable chain drive. And I just screwed that up. Have to put the windmill bearing on it before it to work. Without a windmill bearing, it won't work. Want this to be a lesson. There. Spins. That's right now the important thing. Go. You get all of the stuff moving. All right, we have to invert that. First, actually, let's get some adjustment going. These things are nice. Nope. We need you. Throw on a redstone signal there and there. And it gets it spinning just a bit faster. Wrong one. Alright, that's spinning in the right direction. Can you not? Wrong direction. Right direction. Wrong direction. It's a fun game. Fix that. There we go. Now. Sleeping. We're gonna flip. Where'd you go? I guess that was the only one I had. Oh, no. It's... I know what I did. Okay, that's not spinning the right way. Let's go 8 more. Oh my god, it's so slow. Okay, that's one of the places I screwed up. Maybe. Actually, It's just enough time. It's just enough time. That's actually kind of funny. Shorten that just a bit for one reason. There. We got the whole thing running, and a 9x9 chunk with, if you could call that a windmill. And we're up to 4 nuggets. Which, running at this pace, it's not bad. Now, we are going to have just a bit of overflow, because, well, it's just weird. But it works. Now, an easy way to fix that, or what I usually do, like I've got the drill sitting immediately on the crushing wheels. Raising that up by 1 and putting another set of the chutes will usually fix that. So that'll probably be done here in the near future, but for now, this is working. We're almost up to our first ingot. As you can see, I have a schematic cannon set up. And in this, I have a schematic. I've already placed it. I already have my materials checklist. There, yeah, this is 1,200 andesite casings. That's going to be a problem. My other problem is I have to find Viridium. Fortunately, I know where some is. And it's going to be a challenge to get. The other issue is I need redstone. Or not redstone, excuse me. Glowstone. Because, hey, you stay in there. Ooh, how am I on? Nope, I need you. I need a few feral flare lanterns as well. Time to gather some resources. The crap! Also, word of note, you're pillaring up in the Nether. Watch out for drop bears. Yeah, you can see them hanging out right there. Hey, this is your cue to fall. So future Jester here. A little something. While Jester here takes care of Viridium, conversation took place in the live stream over on Twitch. Somebody commented that resources were too easy to get. Now, personally, I think I said something in one of the original or early episodes that I kind of laughed, and in my opinion, I think that's actually intended. We head into the Nether, see all the stuff that's there. It's just real easy to just fill up on stuff, right? So I think it's intended because of all the other stuff that we are going to have to do as we battle through this pack. I honestly believe going with the budding process is, hey, let's try something new on top of probably going to need a whole lot of resources for whatever it is. So why make it just like an absolute ass pain, right? Just get access to it. Like, we have all these mining dimensions, and even in the early going, you look at the quest book, it's got the miner. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think the ease of resource gathering is supposed to be there. Let me know what you think. Anyhow, back to this nerd playing with his pickaxe. Now, while we're waiting for all this processing, we're processing wood, andesite alloy, we're processing a bunch of this, processed a bunch of, yeah. While we're waiting for that, let's go ahead, grab a couple blocks of iron, and we're going to see if we can't get the elusive, no, not so elusive, but all of, or some, precision doodad machines, bobs. Yeah, because I got to figure this out. If I can use some way to get mechanical arm in there, doing its thing, then we should be golden. All right. Let's go ahead. Little cog. Big cog, and then... Now, when we run these through, so there's 5 sheets, this is going to take 25 each. And so we got it set up, should be able to handle it. All right. If that's inconsequential, it's not going to do anything. We're just going to leave it there and let this process. So we got 4 out of 5, which is on par. So if you look at this, you have an 80% chance. So next, rotation, speed controller, brass casing, yeah. Brass casing. Now what's nice about this is all of the gearing that we do. All the gearing, and I upgraded these using the adjustable gear shift. That way I could see what can and can't be adjusted and sped up. Like this is the last one. Overstressed. We got up 3 times. If things get bad, we could turn it down. That slows it down a little bit. Now with the adjustable, the rotation speed controller, we have far more control over how fast things go. And this one is actually going to end up going on to, you know what, that bad boy. Let's see how this has been doing. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I got 202. Yeah, as you can see, this is going to have to be fixed. I'm going to have to get smart chutes under there. So we're going to add that to the to-do list. While we are waiting for all of these resources to process. I was able to get my hands on some Viridium. Look at that. Just over 1,000. Fantastic. Big thing we're working on now is those 18 stacks. Oh. 18 stacks that we need for... Oh, you're going to the back. Andesite, or the andesite casings. The rotation speed controller is installed. We raise it up a level. This is how bad it is. Default is 16. It's overstressed. This is not enough rotation. This has to be fixed. Oh, we've got 212 nuggets. Now, that took entirely too long. Longer than I expected to gather all of these resources. And hopefully, let's see here. One final check of the book. Ore, dirt, grass, stone, and gravel. Yep, none of that I'm worried about. All right. We've got gunpowder. We're loaded up. Actually, here we go. And she's done. Now there's a second piece. We'll get that up momentarily. And I'm going to have to put some kind of elevator in here. We have this large area, and there's another one just like it up top. You know what? Let's go into spectator mode. I'm going to put an elevator. Actually, no, the elevator's not going to go there. Another room up here of a good starter space for immersive engineering. And then there's this spot. I'll probably try and do a little bit more decoration. I'm still learning. Still trying to figure things out. Gotta pull that pillar down. Yeah, there's an entry point that's going to go right in through here. And it's going to match that building, be able to tie it in. It'll match the main building. So yeah, that's done. So future gesture here. It's going over the editing, right? Getting things handled. And it dawned on me. I got to the point where I was talking about the nuggets. And it's like, geez, Twilight, thanks for taking the recipe out. Well, yes, that recipe is gone. Compacting drawers are a thing. And those haven't been changed or modified. Alright, I think I have everything. I do. Compacting drawer is go. More better. Now, second thing. It seems that the clip of this little building being put into place, this is the entrance for the factory. It seems that the clip of that was no good. I don't know what happened to it, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's there. This is the little guy. It's just an entrance. We'll have information in the front, the display boards, probably. Don't know yet. Yeah, that's there. That's that front entrance part. And I made it to look like the main building just to tie the two kind of together. And then we'll have more factory-style buildings. Probably whatever tower we make the iron farm and subsequently the sand generator will look similar to that. But as the sun goes down, I gotta get back to editing. So cool. Ran a little bit longer than I expected, but we have ourselves a new factory to get started with immersive engineering. We got some stuff over there. Some iron ingots going. Gotta figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of that flint. We might go to make some andesite. I don't know yet. Anyhow, like I said, it's went a little bit longer. I hope you enjoyed it. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you next time.